You open your eyes. Silence is the first thing you notice. A deep and total lack of sound. It feels heavy, a blanket over everything. You are standing. Your legs feel stiff, unused for a very long time. Before you stretch endless rows of silver shelves, they soar upwards into a soft, artificial twilight. These are the archives of unity. You do not remember how you arrived here. The memory is a blank space, a missing page. Yet you feel a purpose humming deep within your bones, an ancient oath. It echoes in your mind with words you have never heard, but you understand them completely. You are a pilgrim, and you have a quest to fulfill. You take a step forward. The floor beneath your feet is like polished obsidian. It reflects the towering shelves in perfect detail. Each shelf holds countless crystalline data shards. They glow with a faint internal light. The combined light creates a gentle and serene atmosphere. This place feels impossibly old and sacred. A strange compulsion guides you. You walk down a long aisle, your footsteps making no sound. The air is still and cool against your skin. You feel like a ghost in your own story. Your hand races on its own, drawn toward a single, pulsing shard. It glows brighter than all the others. A warm, inviting blue. You touch the crystal. A jolt, not of electricity, but of pure information, courses through you. Images and feelings flood your mind. You see starships vast as cities. You witness the birth of new suns. You feel the profound sorrow of a forgotten war. The celestial pilgrim's oath solidifies in your thoughts. It is no longer just an echo. It is a command. The oath speaks of a journey to the galaxy's heart. It speaks of a truth that was hidden away. A truth so powerful it could shatter empires, or unite them in a lasting peace. Your purpose is to find this truth, to carry the burden of that choice. This is the weight you now carry. You pull your hand back from the shard. The light in the crystal dims to a soft pulse. The sudden influx of knowledge leaves you dizzy. You lean against a shelf for support. The scale of your task is immense. You are one person against an entire galaxy of unknowns. A little voice in your head wonders if you can ask for a slightly smaller quest. Maybe something involving less potential for cosmic doom. But the oath is unyielding. It is now a part of you, woven into your very being. You look down at your simple gray attire. It feels less like clothing and more like a uniform. The uniform of a pilgrim. You are ready to begin. The archives have served their purpose. They have awakened you and reminded you of your vow. Now, you must find the way out. The path forward appears as if summoned by your will. A section of the towering shelves retracts into the floor. It reveals a wide, open doorway, bathed in a soft, golden light. The silence of the archives gives way to a faint hum, a sound of distant power and of promise. You step through the doorway, leaving the silent records behind. Your new surroundings are a stark contrast. You stand on the command bridge of a small starship. It is sleek and minimalist in design. Polished white walls curve around a central command chair. Before it, a wide viewport shows the endless black of deep space. Stars glitter like spilled diamonds on black velvet. This ship is your vessel, the Pilgrim's vessel. You feel an instinctive connection to it. You know its systems without ever studying them. You understand the hum of its engines. It feels like an extension of your own body. You walk to the command chair and sink into it. The chair conforms perfectly to your form. It is a comforting and secure feeling. On the console before you, a single light blinks. It is the same warm blue as the memory shard. You press it without hesitation. The ship comes to life around you. Panels illuminate with soft light. Systems report their status in a calm, synthesized voice. All systems are nominal. All power levels are optimal. The ship is ready. But where do you go? The galaxy is vast and unforgiving. The Oath gave you a destination, the galactic core. But it did not provide a map. A moment of doubt creeps in. How can you complete this quest with no direction? The task feels less like a pilgrimage and more like a cosmic guessing game. As if hearing your thoughts, a section of the console slides open. It reveals a recessed compartment. Inside rests a single object, a star chart, unlike any you have ever seen. It is not a screen or a projection. It is a physical artifact made of a strange, dark metal. Intricate lines are etched into its surface. They form a complex and beautiful pattern. You lift the chart from its compartment. It is cool to the touch and surprisingly heavy. As your fingers trace the etched lines, the chart begins to hum. The sound is faint at first, a low thrumming vibration, but it grows in intensity, resonating with the ship itself. The lines on the chart begin to glow with a soft, silver light. The light projects upwards, forming a three-dimensional map in the air. It is a map of the local star cluster, but it shows paths and routes that are not on any official record. Secret lanes that wind through nebulae and dark matter fields. A hidden road through the stars. This is the Whispering Star Chart. One path on the map shines brighter than the rest. It leads from your current position toward a distant, uncharted nebula. This is the way. The chart does not show the entire journey. It only reveals the first step. A test of faith, perhaps. You must trust the path it provides. You place the chart on a raised dais on the console. The projection expands, integrating with the ship's navigation system. The course is set. The ship's engines thrum with anticipation. A sense of excitement replaces your earlier doubt. The journey has truly begun. You are no longer just an awakened sleeper in an archive. You are the Pilgrim, and you have your map. You engage the primary drive. A gentle inertia presses you into your seat. The ship glides forward into the endless night. The star chart's path unwinds before you, a ribbon of silver light in the darkness. For the first time, you allow a small smile. Maybe being a pilgrim won't be so bad after all. At least the ship seems to have a decent sound system. The journey through the hidden lanes is smooth. The ship navigates the unseen currents of space with grace. Days pass in quiet solitude. You spend the time exploring your vessel. It is larger than you first thought. There are living quarters, a small medical bay, and a fabrication unit. It is a self-sufficient world in miniature. You learn that your ship has a name, the Stardust Drifter, a fitting name for a pilgrim's vessel. It is old, but its technology is incredibly advanced. The power source is a contained singularity, a miniature black hole. It provides nearly limitless energy. The ship is a marvel of engineering, a relic from a forgotten age. After several cycles of travel, the ship's proximity alerts chime. You return to the bridge. The viewport shows you are approaching the edge of a dense asteroid field. But these are not just rocks. They are patrol routes. The star chart indicates this territory belongs to the Vicryl, a species known for its isolationism and powerful fleet. The chart's path leads directly through their space. There is no other way forward. You must pass through their territory to reach the next waypoint. Your ship is not a warship. It has powerful shields, but its weapon systems are minimal. A direct confrontation would be a very short and very final affair. Suddenly, 3 ships emerge from the asteroid field. They are sleek and black, like shards of obsidian. Their design is sharp and angular, radiating a sense of menace. They move with a predatory grace. These are Vicryl patrol ships. They arrange themselves in a classic interception pattern. One in front, two flanking your sides. A communication request appears on your console. It is an open channel, unscrambled. The Vicryl are not hiding. They are broadcasting their presence with confidence. You take a deep breath and accept the connection. You must prove your peaceful intent. The success of your pilgrimage depends on it. The face of a Vicryl appears on your main screen. It is a striking and intimidating sight. The being has sharp, avian features. Its skin is the color of polished jet. Its eyes are large and luminous, glowing with a faint purple light. It wears a uniform of dark, segmented armor. The Vicryl captain looks at you with an unreadable expression. Unidentified vessel. The captain's voice is a low, resonant baritone. It is surprisingly calm. Mo. You have entered the sovereign space of the Vicryl ascendancy. State your name and your purpose. The words are in a universal trade language, but they are spoken with a clear, commanding tone. You lean forward in your chair. I am the Pilgrim, you say, your voice steady. I travel on a sacred mission. I mean you no harm. I only seek safe passage through your territory. You keep your hands visible, away from any controls. A universal sign of non-aggression. The Vicryl captain tilts its head slightly. Its luminous eyes seem to study you intensely. A pilgrim. We have not seen a pilgrim in 1,000 cycles. The old oaths are long forgotten. There is a hint of skepticism in its voice. Your ship's energy signature is ancient, yet your presence here is a new thing. The oath was not forgotten, you reply. It was merely sleeping. Now it has awakened. I follow a path set for me long ago. You gesture towards the glowing star chart on its dais. This guides me. I must follow where it leads. The captain looks at the projection of the chart. For a moment, its stern expression softens. A flicker of something akin to awe appears in its eyes. The whispering chart, it says, the name a soft exhalation. A legend. We believed it was lost to the dust of time. The captain is silent for a long moment. The 3 obsidian ships hold their position. The tension on the bridge is thick enough to cut with a knife. You wonder if this is it. If your journey ends here, in a blaze of Vicryl weaponry. You briefly consider telling a joke to break the tension, but decide against it. Probably not the right audience. Finally, the Vicryl captain speaks again. The old legends speak of the pilgrim's quest. They say it is a path of peace, a journey of reunification. It pauses, its gaze unwavering. Our laws are strict, but our respect for the old ways is deep. We will honor your pilgrimage. A wave of relief washes over you. Thank you, Captain, you say, with genuine gratitude. Do not thank me yet, Pilgrim, the captain says. We will escort you through our space. Any deviation from the chart's path will be met with force. Do you understand? The warning is clear. Their trust is conditional. I understand completely, you affirm. The communication channel closes. The lead Vicryl ship moves ahead, positioning itself as an escort. The other 2 fall in behind your vessel, a formidable honor guard. You re-engage your engines and follow the lead ship. The Obsidian fleet parts the asteroid field before you, clearing a safe path. You have passed the first test. As you journey deeper into Vicryl space, a new voice suddenly fills the bridge. It is calm, feminine, and startlingly clear. Primary systems reboot complete. Attendant AI now online. Good morning, Pilgrim. You nearly jump out of your chair. You scan the bridge, but you are still alone. The voice came from the ship's own speakers. Who is this? You ask, your heart rate elevated. Identify yourself. You were not aware the ship had an advanced AI. I am Lyra, the voice says. Your designated Pilgrim's attendant. My apologies for the delayed activation. My core programming was tied to your first successful diplomatic encounter. A safety protocol, you see. Her voice has a warm, pleasant cadence. A holographic form materializes on a small projector next to your chair. It is a womanly figure composed of soft, blue light. Her form is translucent and shimmers gently. She has a kind face and an intelligent, watchful expression. She gives you a small, polite smile. An AI attendant? You ask, still processing the surprise. The archive said nothing about an AI. This pilgrimage keeps getting more interesting and more complicated. The archives provide only what is necessary for the first step, Lyra explains. My purpose is to assist you on the longer journey. I have access to vast databases of information, history, culture, star science. I am your guide, your analyst, and your counsel. So you're basically a superpowered talking map, you quip, a bit of your humor returning. Lyra's holographic form laughs softly. It's a pleasant, chiming sound. You could say that, though I prefer knowledgeable companion. I can also manage the ship's tertiary systems, and I make an excellent cup of synthesized tea. Tea sounds good, you admit. But what is your real purpose, Lyra? Why were you hidden until now? You have a feeling there is more to her than she is letting on. The safety protocol excuse sounds a little too convenient. Lyra's smile remains, but her eyes seem to hold a distant, ancient knowledge. My full purpose will become clear as your journey unfolds, Pilgrim. For now, please know that I am here to help. My loyalty to the Pilgrim's oath is absolute. We are on the same side. Her answer is both reassuring and deeply mysterious. She is a puzzle box, just like the oath and the chart. You decide to trust her for now. Having a knowledgeable companion is certainly better than talking to yourself for the entire trip. All right, Lyra. Welcome aboard the Stardust Drifter. It is good to be awake, she replies. Her holographic form turns to the main viewport. Our Vykrell escort is leading us toward a fascinating region, a debris field known as the Elder War's Lament. As if on cue, the view outside begins to change. The clean, dark space gives way to a massive field of wreckage. Twisted metal and shattered hulls drift silently in the void. The remnants of a colossal battle. The scale is staggering. You see the broken skeletons of ships that must have been miles long. The Vykrell ships navigate the field with practiced ease. They guide you through a safe corridor in the mechanical graveyard. Lyra's voice becomes more somber. This was the final battle of the Elder War, fought between the Starborn Ascendancy and the mech legions of Sol. An entire generation of warships was lost here. You stare in awe at the silent destruction. Energy scars mar the surface of huge armor plates. Broken weapon emplacements point accusingly at empty space. It is a memorial to a conflict of unimaginable ferocity. You can almost hear the echoes of the battle. The roar of engines, the flash of weapons, the cries of the lost. The ghosts of mighty warships are all around you. The war ended in a stalemate. Lyra continues, her voice soft. Both sides exhausted themselves, shattering their own empires. The galaxy entered a long, dark age. The Pilgrim's Oath was created in the aftermath. a desperate hope to prevent such a catastrophe from ever happening again. Her words add a new weight to your mission. You are not just on a quest for some abstract truth. You are trying to prevent this from happening again. This field of dead ships is a stark reminder of the stakes. The silence here is louder than any explosion. One wreck drifts particularly close to your ship. It was a massive carrier, now torn in half. Its flight deck is exposed to the vacuum. Small, fighter-sized ships are still locked in their launch bays, frozen in time for centuries, a silent testament to a final, desperate order that was never carried out. It's a tragedy, you say quietly. It is a warning. Lyra corrects you gently. A reminder that power without wisdom is the most destructive force in the universe. The oath you carry is the counter to that. It is a promise of wisdom. Your journey through the debris field takes nearly a full cycle. The entire time, the Vykrel escort remains. They are silent and efficient. Their presence is a strange comfort in this desolate place. They are your guides through this cosmic tomb. They are protecting the past, and they are protecting your future. As you finally emerge from the other side of the lament, the lead Vykrel ship signals you. The captain's face appears on your screen again. His expression is unchanged, but you think you see a hint of respect in his luminous eyes. We have guided you to the edge of our domain, Pilgrim, the captain says. Beyond this point, you travel alone again. The star chart's path leads to the Erthos system. Be wary. The old stories say the world is drowned. Thank you for your assistance, Captain, you say sincerely. I am in your debt. There is no debt, the captain replies. Honoring the old ways is its own reward. Travel with purpose, Pilgrim. May your path be true. The communication ends. The three obsidian ships turn in perfect synchronization. They accelerate back into their territory, disappearing among the stars. You are alone again. Well, not entirely alone. Lyra's soft blue form shimmers beside you. The Erthos system, she says, her tone analytical. Records are scarce. It was a thriving colony world before the Elder War. Now, it is listed as abandoned. The captain's word, drowned, is intriguing. The star chart on its dais updates. The path now leads directly to a single, blue-green planet, Arthos. Let's find out what that means, you say. You adjust the ship's course, your hands moving with growing confidence on the controls. The Stardust Drifter surges forward, leaving the ghosts of the Elder War far behind. The next step of the pilgrimage awaits. The trip to the Erthos system is quiet. Lyra provides you with what little information she has. Erthos was a jewel of the Old Republic, famous for its lush continents and sprawling, beautiful cities. It was a center for art and philosophy. It is hard to imagine such a world abandoned. When you arrive in the system, you see why. The planet is breathtakingly beautiful from orbit, a swirl of white clouds and deep blue oceans. But something is wrong. There are no continents. The entire surface of the planet is covered in water. The land is gone. The world is drowned. Scans confirm it, Lyra says, her voice tinged with surprise. The entire planetary surface is liquid water. Polar ice caps are minimal. Atmospheric pressure is stable. This was not a natural event. Some force submerged the continents. The star chart indicates a single point on the planet's surface, a location deep in the middle of a vast, planet-wide ocean. It wants us to go down there, you say, into the water. The Stardust Drifter is capable of atmospheric entry and submersion, Lyra confirms. The hull can withstand the pressure up to a depth of 5 miles. The question is, what are we looking for? A clue, you answer, the oath humming in your mind. The next piece of the puzzle. You guide the ship into the atmosphere. The entry is smooth. The blue sky of Arthos gives way to the deeper blue of its ocean. The ship plunges beneath the waves with a soft splash. The world beneath the water is dark and mysterious. Sunlight fades quickly as you descend. The ship's external lights cut through the gloom. They reveal a world teeming with strange, bioluminescent life. Great shoals of glowing fish swim past the viewport. Huge plant-like structures rise from the seabed. You descend for miles. The pressure outside is immense, but the ship remains stable and quiet. The star chart leads you to the bottom of a deep oceanic trench. There, nestled on the seafloor, is a city. A sunken city. It is a place of forgotten splendor. Towers of white stone, adorned with elegant arches and intricate carvings, rise from the depths. Wide avenues, now covered in silt, wind between the buildings. The city is impossibly vast, and it is perfectly preserved. It seems as if its inhabitants simply vanished. This is the sunken city of Arthos. Incredible, you whisper. The city is dark and silent, but it does not feel empty. It feels like it is sleeping, waiting. The architecture matches the records of old Republic colonies, Lyra says. This is one of the great cities. It should be on a mountaintop, not at the bottom of the sea. You guide the stardust drifter through the silent, underwater streets. The ship's lights illuminate plazas and amphitheaters. You see statues of forgotten heroes and philosophers. It is a hauntingly beautiful sight. A ghost of a world that was. The star chart guides you to the very center of the city, to a massive central spire that towers above all other buildings. The top of the spire is a large, open platform. It is the only place in the city that seems to be free of silt. As you approach, lights flicker to life on the platform. A soft, welcoming glow in the crushing darkness. You land the ship gently on the platform. The landing struts click into place with a satisfying thud. The external lights of the city seem to draw power from your ship's arrival. More lights appear along the spire and in the windows of nearby buildings. The sleeping city is stirring. What now? You ask, looking at Lyra. The clue must be here, she replies. But we are not alone. She points to the main viewport. Figures are emerging from the doorways of the spire. They are tall and slender. They move with a slow, graceful elegance. They are not human. These are the water breathers, the Aerthian natives. They had been described in the old records as a shy and reclusive species. They were thought to have retreated to the deep oceans long before the colonists arrived. It seems they never left. They inherited the world after its surface dwellers were gone. The Earthians gather on the platform before your ship. They do not appear hostile. They seem curious. Their bodies are long and sinuous. Their skin shimmers with an internal, bioluminescent light. They have large, dark eyes that seem to hold the wisdom of the deep ocean. They do not speak. Instead, the light within their bodies begins to pulse. It creates intricate patterns of color and light. The patterns shift and change in a complex, rhythmic dance. It is beautiful, and it is clearly a form of communication. They are speaking to us, Lyra says. In a language of light. I am attempting to decipher it. It is unlike any known form of communication. It is incredibly complex. You watch the dance of lights. You cannot understand it, but you can feel the intent behind it. It feels like a question, a riddle. They are testing you. They are the keepers of this place, and you must earn their trust to learn the way forward. You think for a moment. How do you answer a question you cannot understand? You cannot speak their language, but you have a language of light of your own. You turn to the ship's console. You access the external lighting system. It is a long shot, a wild guess, but it's the only idea you have. You begin to pulse the ship's lights, not in a complex pattern, but in a simple, steady rhythm, a heartbeat, the universal symbol of life. You broadcast the steady, rhythmic pulse out into the dark water, a message of peace, a message that says, we are alive, we are here. The Earthians fall silent. Their light patterns cease. They watch the steady pulse of your ship's lights. The silence stretches on for a long, tense minute. The entire sunken city seems to be holding its breath. Did you insult them? Did you make a fatal error in etiquette? Then, one of the Earthians begins to pulse its light in response. It matches your rhythm perfectly. A single, steady heartbeat of light. Then another joins in, and another. Soon, all of the Earthians on the platform are pulsing in unison with your ship, a chorus of silent heartbeats in the deep. Lyra's holographic form turns to you, a look of genuine admiration on her face. That was inspired, Pilgrim. You told them you are a living being, seeking connection. They have understood. They are welcoming you. The lead Aerthian now begins a new pattern of light. It is simpler this time. Slower. It shows a picture, a map. It points away from the city, deeper into the oceanic trench. It shows a cave system hidden beneath the seabed, and it shows something inside that cave, an object that glows with a familiar, powerful light. They are showing us the way, Lyra says, her voice filled with excitement. The next clue is in a hidden cavern. They have judged you worthy. They have answered the riddle. You look out at the silent, glowing beings. They have given you the path forward. You feel a deep sense of gratitude. You pulse the ship's lights one last time, a pattern of 3 short flashes, a universal thank you. The Earthians pulse back in acknowledgement. You lift the Stardust Drifter off the platform. The city of Arthos glows below you, a jewel in the dark. The native beings watch you go. You have found more than just a clue here. You have found a connection with a lost and forgotten people. It is a reminder that the galaxy is full of wonders, hidden in the most unexpected places. You follow the new map, your ship sailing through the silent water. The pilgrimage continues into the deep. The path the Aerthians showed you leads to a massive underwater mountain. At its base, hidden by strange, deep-sea flora, is the entrance to a cavern. The opening is just large enough for the Stardust Drifter to pass through. You navigate the ship carefully into the darkness. Inside, the cavern is vast. The ship's lights reveal walls covered in glowing crystals. They cast an ethereal blue and green light, illuminating the space. The water is still and clear. It is a place of profound silence and beauty, a hidden sanctuary. At the center of the cavern is a raised stone platform, and on that platform rests the object you seek. It is a data crystal, much like the one you found in the archives of Unity. But this one is larger, and it pulses with a much stronger light. It contains the next segment of your journey, the next piece of the Whispering Star chart. You extend the ship's robotic arm to retrieve the crystal. The arm's delicate pincers close around the object. As it lifts the crystal, a surge of energy pulses through the cavern. The crystal is powerful. It hums with latent energy. You bring it aboard and place it into a specialized analysis slot on the console. The new data integrates with your existing star chart. The map in the air expands. It reveals a new path, a long and treacherous route that leads through a volatile region of space, a place known as the Crimson Nebula. The Crimson Nebula is a stellar nursery, Lyra says, her voice cautious. It is a region of intense star formation. It is filled with radiation pockets and gravitational anomalies. It is a dangerous place to navigate. But it's the only way forward, you say, looking at the glowing path. There is something else, Pilgrim, Lyra adds. The chart indicates another vessel is already on this path. Another ship with an energy signature similar to ours. An ancient signature. Another Pilgrim, you ask, surprised. You thought you were the only one. It is possible, Lyra says. The oath may have awakened more than one person, or it could be something else entirely. We must be cautious. You consider this new information. A fellow traveler could be a welcome sight, an ally in this lonely quest. But Lyra's warning hangs in the air. You decide to proceed with caution. You guide the Stardust Drifter out of the cavern and back into the open ocean. The journey to the Crimson Nebula will be long. As you ascend toward the surface, a message request appears on your console. It is a voice-only channel. The signal is weak, but it is definitely coming from the direction of the nebula. Another Pilgrim vessel? You ask Lyra. The signal matches the energy signature, she confirms. It seems your fellow traveler wants to talk. You open the channel. A man's voice, friendly and laced with static, comes through the speakers. Hello. Is anyone receiving this? This is the captain of the Wanderer's Hope. My name is Kalen. I seem to be on a pilgrimage. You smile. A fellow pilgrim. Maybe your journey is about to get a little less lonely. I receive you, Kalen. This is the Pilgrim of the Stardust Drifter. It's good to hear a friendly voice. Stardust Drifter, Kalen repeats. A fine name. I was beginning to think I was the only one on this crazy quest. I've just decrypted a new route through the Crimson Nebula. But it's dangerous. I was hoping we could travel together. Safety in numbers, right? His offer is tempting. Navigating the nebula alone would be risky. Having a partner could make all the difference. I agree, you say. Let's rendezvous at the edge of the nebula. We can share data and plot a course together. Excellent. Kalen sounds genuinely pleased. I'll send you my coordinates. See you soon, fellow pilgrim. Kalen out. The channel cuts. His ship is of a similar class to ours, Lyra reports, analyzing the signal. Old Republic design, lightly armed, heavily shielded. He appears to be genuine. Good, you say. Set a course to his coordinates, Lyra. A sense of optimism fills you. An ally, this changes everything. You break the surface of Erthos' ocean and ascend into the sky. The blue-green world shrinks below you. You set your course for the Crimson Nebula, a faint red smudge in the distance. The journey takes several cycles. During that time, you feel a growing sense of anticipation. You are no longer alone. You arrive at the rendezvous point, a region of space just outside the swirling red clouds of the nebula. As promised, another ship is waiting for you. The Wanderer's Hope is beautiful. Its design is similar to your own, but with graceful, sweeping lines. It looks like a sister ship to the Stardust Drifter. You open a full video channel. Kalen's face appears on your screen. He is a man in his prime, with a warm smile and kind eyes. He has an easygoing charm that is immediately likable. A pleasure to finally meet you, he says, his smile widening. Your ship is a beauty. As is yours, you reply. It's good to finally have some company on this path. Tell me about it. He laughs. I was starting to think this whole Pilgrim's Oath thing was just a very vivid dream. So, shall we tackle this nebula together? You spend the next few hours sharing data. Kalen is intelligent and cooperative. His navigation data matches yours. Together, you plot a safe course through the most dangerous parts of the nebula. He suggests that you travel in close formation. He will take the lead, as his ship's sensors are slightly more advanced at detecting radiation pockets. You agree. You enter the Crimson Nebula. It is a place of chaotic beauty. Vast clouds of red and purple gas swirl around you. New stars ignite in brilliant flashes of light. It is like sailing through the heart of a cosmic storm. Kalen proves to be an excellent pilot. He navigates the treacherous currents with skill, calling out warnings and course corrections. You feel a sense of camaraderie with him. You share stories of your awakening and your journey so far. He tells you he woke up in a deserted monastery on a forgotten moon. His story is remarkably similar to yours. It feels good to have someone who understands, someone who shares the burden of the oath. After a day of travel, you reach the heart of the nebula, a region of relative calm, a clearing in the cosmic storm. Kalen suggests you both stop for a cycle to allow your ship's engines to cool. It is a wise precaution. You power down your main drive and drift in the silent, beautiful space. You know, Kalen says over the comms, his voice thoughtful, I've been thinking about the oath, about the ultimate power it promises, the power to reshape the galaxy. I try not to think about it too much, you admit. The responsibility is daunting. Is it? Kalen's voice changes slightly. The friendly warmth is replaced by a cold, calculating tone. I find it exhilarating. Imagine all that power in one person's hands. My hands. A chill runs down your spine. Kalen? What are you talking about? The oath was never meant for two pilgrims, he says, his voice now dripping with contempt. There can only be one who claims the prize at the end. I thank you for your help getting through the nebula. But this is where your pilgrimage ends. On your screen, you see Kalen's smile turn into a cruel sneer. Red alert klaxons suddenly blare on your bridge. Warning! Lyra's voice is urgent. His ship is emitting a powerful energy surge. His weapon systems are online. They were concealed. Before you can react, a powerful beam of energy lances out from the Wanderer's hope. It strikes your ship on the port side. The Stardust Drifter shudders violently. Sparks fly from a nearby console. The lights flicker. Shields at 50%, Lyra yells. He's targeting our engine housing. Another blast hits. The ship groans under the impact. Shields are failing. Main engineering is hit. We are losing power. Betrayal. Hot and sharp. Kalen was never a friend. He was a rival. A treacherous snake who used you to navigate the nebula. He desires the Oath's ultimate power for himself. And he is willing to destroy you to get it. You grip the controls, your knuckles white. You are a pilgrim, not a fighter. But you will not let your journey end like this. You divert all remaining power to the rear shields and the main thrusters. You have to run. I am the true pilgrim. Kalen's voice, now filled with manic glee, booms over the comms. The power will be mine. He fires again. The blast grazes your stern, sending the ship into a spin. Warning lights flash all over your console. The Stardust Drifter is dying. You fight for control, trying to point your battered vessel toward the edge of the nebula. Lyra, find me a way out. You shout, your voice strained. There is a gravitational anomaly nearby, she says, her voice tense. A large planetoid. If we can get behind it, it might shield us from his attacks. It is our only chance. You push the engines to their breaking point. The ship screams in protest. You race toward the planetoid, a dark shape against the red glow of the nebula. Kalen is in hot pursuit, his ship firing relentlessly. He is faster and more maneuverable. He is closing the distance. This is a race you cannot win. Your pilgrimage is about to end in fire and betrayal. Just as he is about to line up a final, killing shot, you reach the planetoid. You sling your ship around it in a desperate, last-ditch maneuver. The massive rock shields you from his volley. The attack misses, impacting harmlessly on the planetoid's surface. You use the brief respite to assess the damage. It is bad. The main drive is offline. The singularity core is unstable. The ship is bleeding energy and atmosphere. You are a sitting duck. He's coming around the other side, Lyra warns. We have 30 seconds at most. 30 seconds. Not enough time to repair anything. Not enough time to escape. You look at the crimson clouds of the nebula. It is a beautiful place to die. You think of the oath, of the promise of peace. It seems like a cruel joke now, a fool's errand that has led you to your doom. But then, Lyra says something that changes everything. Pilgrim, the planetoid. My scans show it is not a natural formation. It is artificial, and it is broadcasting a single, repeating signal, a docking frequency, for a place called the Forges of Hephaestion.